I have new.
Welcome, 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 everybody. I am excited for another episode of Creating Lasting Change. And I am sharing with you today one of my most favorite people, Ruth Kent. She has really inspired me, empowered me, and transformed my health journey as well as my emotional journey for the last 9 years. So I am so excited that you are on here with me today. And let me introduce her, and then we are going to all be talking about connecting to inner peace and while we have chaos around us, because we can absolutely connect within. Ruth Kent, with her profound expertise spanning over 40 years in healthcare and holistic practices, has transitioned from an intensive care and trauma nurse to a leader in holistic health as a certified emotion code, body code, and belief code practitioner. As the CEO and founder of Ruth Kent LLC, she embodies the role of a visionary, guiding individuals and leaders towards breaking through barriers and living in abundance. Her work is deeply rooted in a blend of science, intuition, and spirituality, offering a unique approach to personal and professional transformation. Through one-on-one sessions, the Champion Your Truth program, and comprehensive retreats, Ruth empowers individuals to reclaim their value and potential, addressing the imprints that limit her growth. Her commitment is to influence change makers and individuals ready to explore their soul's truth, advocating for a life beyond known boundaries and into the realm of infinite possibilities. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited that you were here and to actually jump into our topic.
Mm-hmm. You know, as you were reading, as you've been working together with me, I keep getting hits.
Mm-hmm.
And what I was hearing during that whole thing is so many people want to do the steps, the how to. Well, what do I need to do? Because that's what we've been taught. We've been conditioned. And the essence of it is the abundance, the infinite opportunity, the potential, everything you need is right here already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ask and allow. We hear those phrases, what you focus on grows,
Mm-hmm.
what you focus on, your energy goes. Um, I love the one by Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. And I want to keep it simple for people. No matter what's going on, stop, pause, and breathe and love yourself for who you are, where you are, and exactly the moment you're in. Love, unconditional love. Not, I'd love myself better if I was this. I'd love myself better if I was smarter. I'd love myself better if I had 50,000 in the bank. No, no.
Mm-hmm.
You start from the foundation of the four-letter word, and it's not a dirty word. No, no. But I'll be honest with you. I had to learn how to love myself. Then I had to learn how to love and respect myself
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a recovering people pleaser. And if I went to one more counselor in marriage counseling and personal counseling on everything, and they say, well, you're codependent. I know it. you know, Now that's what you can say, what can I do? But when you ask that question, is it from a low vibration or are you open, willing, and ready to do, to
Mm-hmm.
be?
Yeah.
That is a whole different high vibrational question because what you attract is going to be different as well.
Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting. Today's conversations have all been around frequency and vibration and being open to possibilities
Mm-hmm.
instead of assuming you've got an answer that is actually based in old belief systems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very true. And there's a phrase that many of us know, and it's thoughts create actions, action creates feelings, and feelings create results.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you heard there's a P that starts before all that?
Not often.
No, no. And in fact, out of the number of books, and I could point all over my office here, um, the number of books that I have read, I only saw it in one. And it was Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Because what's before that T is a P, the programming. And one of the programmings that I would say 99.9% of every human being has, or has in some form, but mostly it's originated from this, is that I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. It's interesting. You can be very, very wealthy, but you may not feel fulfilled, or you may not even feel loved or joy. You know, people say your bank account is a representative of. I understand what they're saying, but I also know that I've met some very wealthy people on the street. Richness is who you are, not what you have. Now, I believe we're all abundant. That does not go along with that phrase. I'm not good enough. When we start owning that we are abundant, we are worthy, we are wealthy, and that's for your vibrational input. But I also know, like acupuncture, chiropractor, taking nutritions, or receiving a hug, if you have files and programming that is blocking that from even being received, it's going to be a temporary fix. It's not going to be something permanent. It's not going to be enriching the growth of who you really are. I had a lot of love in my family. I had a lot of love brought to me. But you see, in the core of who I was still not good enough. I was a better friend to everybody else than to myself.
Most of us are. Most of us have this negative self-talk that the reality of it is, if a friend ever spoke to us like that, we'd be like, poof, 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 poof.
I know.
But yet we do have this negative. It is about seeing that negative self-talk, shifting it, changing it at the root cause.
Well, and to be aware of it, but to the three components of a victim are blame, complain, and justify. Well, I was so good. I was justifying my complaining. And do we do things automatic? How many times do you have flippant little statements?
Yeah.
Are they justifying the behavior and where you're at? If you don't like it, don't make excuses for yourself.
So many
Support
do.
yourself. Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, um I'm learning to be a better listener. Again, it was one of these steps that people say, oh my gosh, you're such a good listener. I invite people today, number one, and I'm getting really like emotional about this. There's somebody going to hear this that something's going to break through. But woo, um, really, really allow yourself to listen. not to the chatter, not to the yada yada, not to the, you know, present what you think is reality or circumstances and conditions. I want you to ask yourself, is this something that you want? Is this, what you believe to be only so? People say, well, ask for what you want, do this. You know what? I would invite people, stop beating yourself at that point. Stop punishing yourself because you can't. This is where you get to ask of the infinite spirit within you, the soul essence of who you get to discover. Love who you are, be in the moment, and learn to love and discover who you get to become. And it's vulnerability, it's detachment, it's letting go. It's always this way. Well, you know what? Be accountable to that thought, because if you're bringing it in, you're part of the problem. Ouch, that one hurts. Because it's always easier to go, yeah, but if they did that,
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yes.
I have my two grandchildren here, 15 and 7. And they were, and I said, I give you the count of 3. How many times would you love to go up to a adult and say, you know what? I give you the count of 3. But why don't we do that to ourselves? I love the tip that Oprah has. Oprah says when she has a negative thought, and it's a study, has research has shown you can't have a negative thought longer than 17 seconds. But what do we do as humans? We feed it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a negative thought, go 17, 16, 15, 14, and pretty soon you forget what you were thinking, because you're thinking about the number. Okay. Well, there was a woman in Michigan, and her family called me, and she had inoperable hernia. Dr. Nelson shared with me one time that 80% of hernias are due to emotional, because of the energy weakening creates this weakness, this hernia. So now remember, I'm coming from a science background, and I'm going, okay, well, all of a sudden, the daughter calls me and she said, what did you do to my mom? And I said, you're going to have to be a little more detail on this. She said, well, she's standing in the kitchen and she's going, delete, 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 delete. And then, they were like, right after this, they were at a gathering, and the daughter that introduced us, another daughter, a niece, and another niece all called me, because for the first time ever in their entire family recall, everybody was in the same room laughing.
Oh,
Never have that ever happened. Okay. Now, people say, does this work last? Stuff will surface. Okay. It's not that it doesn't last, which is where the ego will take it. That's another opportunity to get rid of stuff that's in the closet. And it could mean that you're expanding. So more stuff is going to be kind of disturbed. Okay. And I wanted to share something about grabbing that silence. And it's from the book, Stillness Speaks. Stillness will speak to you if you shut up long enough to listen to it. Just saying it. Just saying. So there is a sense of urgency. The transformation of human consciousness is no longer a luxury, so to speak, available only to a few isolated individuals, but a necessity if mankind is not to destroy itself. At the present time, The dysfunction of the old consciousness and the arise of the new are both accelerating. Paradoxically, things are getting worse and even better at the same time, although the worst is more apparent because it makes so much noise.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the essence of that statement right now. With the election, with this, with, oh, for heaven's sakes, you turn on any channel. Even the commercials are crap. You used to look forward to a commercial. I've got a few years on you, but I mean, we used to look forward to, watching the commercials. Now you want to speed through them.
Yeah.
People are paying millions of dollars for only the ones that are the low vibration that are going to sit and watch it. During COVID, just another time of that accelerating energy, I was talking to my aunt. She has since passed away, but she was 89 at the time. And she was going on about all the things around COVID. And I said, you grew up with the depression. I said, what if nobody believed that the depression would never be? I said, your statements about this is never going to go away, it's only going to get worse. I said, I would stop that now. Pray that it stops right away. Pray that, people start really stepping into better health, better ways, and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is a big part of your health and it's never addressed. As an intensive care nurse and now doing the emotion code, the body code, I said, wouldn't it be funny if, which I did do, but no, never did I tell anyone else I was doing that. But if I stood at the door going, because I use kinesiology, muscle testing, if I said, okay, is that liver happy? Is that lung happy? Oh, their lung's not happy. Okay. Is that in adrenal? Well, they would take me to the funny farm. But the miracles I've seen, people with severe phobias, a woman that couldn't get her wisdom teeth taken out, they had such deep abscess. And she went in and she was singing and everything. The dentist had everybody in the office come and see her because they said, who is this woman? A young child with test anxiety. People needing to speak their voice and they can't get a word out.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much that every one of us gets to find out. If somebody would have told me 10 years ago that I would be an author, speaker, and have a program to share with people to reveal, release, resolve these programming to live their best life, I would have said, you're crazy.
So true, though. It's
Yeah.
so true. The things where we are today, if someone would have told us that years ago, I would have been like, I would have laughed somebody out of the room. All right, you need to
Yeah.
go because you're nuts. But, I definitely want to really spotlight, how you're talking about being mindful versus
Yes.
mindless. Too many people are mindlessly going about their day instead of being mindful, being in the moment, paying attention to what is going on within them as well as outside of them.
I was listening to a talk the other day, and the biggest sin or the biggest wrong, do you know what it is?
Mm.
Of course, there's 100 opinions on this, I'm sure, but it's rush. We're always rushing to get to the next spot
Yeah.
and the next. We're not embracing the power of now. The only thing you can do is be your best in the moment. Be aware of it. Are you longing for something? Are you looking for that someday? It can come faster if you work at being your best in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What are the thoughts you're having? You're the master of it. Stop giving them away. And are you embracing the morning? Not only with a dear cup of coffee, but are you embracing nurturing yourself, being fed. Every morning I have an hour to 2 hours and I get fed nourishment, wisdom that comes to me. It just is given to me. Every day I'm probably sharing it with somebody or somebody's coming to me and I'm going, oh, that's what that was all about. You know?
Yeah.
But you're grounding yourself in peace, not chaos, not the should, the ought tos. Being mindful. I would invite people to take that even deeper because to some people, mindful is still kept into the present situation, circumstances, and conditions. Be mindful of the feeling it gives you. Be mindful of your awareness. Is this something you want or don't want? Go deeper. Don't just kind of be breathing. Be alive, be awake, and be joyful. Because no matter what's going on, when you align to that inner peace, there's joy. There's joy. And guess what happens then? Miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. How many times have it was, and this is a true statement, it was a real shit show,
Yep,
but
that's my statement. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I got it. But you went deeper, you went in, and you go, God, and then this happened and that happened, you know? But 2 hours ago, I was like, oof, because you've learned to navigate and say, you know what, this isn't what I want. This doesn't feel right. I'm not going to do this to me because it's going to show up on me and my body.
Exactly.
Why at 45 years old was I told I was going to be in a wheelchair on oxygen? It wasn't only for my lifetime. I had some busy Germans, let me tell you. I inherited all this stuff that I was carrying around. Didn't know it. And then my mother was in the hospital 6 out of 9 months with me, and layers and layers and layers of emotions were affecting my lungs. I had steroids, inhalers, and everything. Going to be 73 this year? Zero. I just went swimming this morning with my granddaughter. I'm riding bike. I'm dancing. I get to serve people, not be served. Oh, I like being served. Don't take me wrong
Oh,
there.
yes, we all do. Yes, we do.
I love the infinity. Oh, I
Yeah.
even have the brand on yet. But
Yeah.
and that's another thing. When we're listening to this, oh, I should be doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, stop and ask, what's my opportunity? You know, I was talking to my granddaughter and about the same level of deeper mindfulness is it just an automatic statement? Is it really what you want? But there was a time in my life that I was trying to navigate it, you know, well, I can do that or I can, but I didn't know that I wasn't respecting myself in the element. And then I learned something that if I felt like I had to fix it all the time or I had to be the solution or I was sometimes not holding that person up to the potential that they could.
Yeah.
I was an advocate to their weakness. No, no. So if you don't stop and pause to be aware, yeah, you at the end of the day, you're going, oh man, I should have done this. Oh man, you're second guessing yourself all the time. Are you still going to have some of that?
Mm-hmm.
Possibly so, because we're human,
Mm-hmm.
but we're also infinite in individuals with wisdom from our soul. And I want everybody to leave today. There is no such thing as a failure or a mistake. It's only if you hold it that way,
Mm-hmm.
because every one of them is an opportunity. It's how you navigate it, how you work it, how you allow yourself. And some of those mistakes and failures, 72 years old, and I can go, well, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to, it will bring out, you know, that defiant child in you. But it will bring the best results when you look at it and say, and this is where I say again, ask for the wisdom to be given to you.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask, you're making space and you will receive.
Mm-hmm.
We have done this numerous times in our journey together. Well, Ruth, what do you think about this? Trisha, and you're going, oh, I got this great idea. And you're like, all this. But that's the environment you want to start coming around also. You're not coming from a place of not enough. You're coming from a place of every day's a new day. And what's my opportunity? You're living in, I'm not done growing,
Yeah.
you know? And I really have to thank mom and dad for that. The whole time I've known them, they would always say to me, it's never too late to learn. But what I learned, not in my childhood because learning was difficult, that learning now is an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The wisdom, the words. And did you ever notice, we can learn from history?
Oh.
I love quotes. You look back at some of the quotes that are like, I mean, Socrates. I mean, you go way back,
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
let let's get it, folks. But what can help you get it is getting rid of the files, the programming to allow you to capture and want to step into that potential possibility in your best life. And that's what I really feel the difference between people say, well, you're a coach. Okay. Some people, refer to as a psychic. Okay. Some medium. You know, I'm intuitive guided energy work with the tool of the emotion code, body code, and the belief code.
Mm-hmm.
I meet each individual where they're at so that they can then be able to receive the information, listen with a better ear and a heart to the truth that is, and be willing to take action on that.
Yeah. And this is also very true. It is about looking within, seeing what we need, seeing what we desire, seeing what results we have currently and the results that we want to achieve. I think
Mhm.
all of this is so very important. And
Most
on that note, it is about that time, and I would love for you to share where people can reach you at, what's coming up next.
What is coming up next is that August 29th, I am doing a webinar, embracing the silence within. And some people don't know what they want, but that's not so. Everybody knows that they want to be happy, they want to be healthy, they want to have joy. Join me for Champion Your Truth. Champion Your Truth allows you to have the time, the frequency, the consistency, and the repetition to keeping those layers unfolded, released, resolved to help you to stay at a higher level and all of a sudden realize, oh my gosh, I'm here.
Mhm.
So Champion Your Truth starts September 8th. And Trisha, I've been honored to be with you on that. And I have gone through the course myself 25 times or more.
Yeah. I
And
have been through Ruth's Champion Your Truth, and I highly encourage you to take it because the results were astounding. When I walk into the last day, I'm actually a different person. I am looking at things differently. I am receiving things differently. I am hearing things differently. And it
yeah,
opens me up for opportunities that I didn't even think were possible or I never even thought of to begin with. So it really opened you up to that channel, to that energy, the guidance within that you can start to truly hear.
that's right. I call it the spiritual teacher within. And that's what it's all about. It's uncovering that so you can be connected. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Trisha.
Yeah.
And by the way, I must say, if anybody has not heard what this dear little lady is doing and helping individuals to help them with the stinking thinking, check out Trisha. She's got it going.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Creating Lasting Change. I will put all the links below so you can reach out to Ruth. And there is also will be her Facebook page there too. So if you want, you can direct message her. And I want to wish you all a very happy Thursday. And thank you so much, Ruth, for showing up and being here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love.